Demon Slayer. What more can I say about it? It's probably one of the few anime that understands how to deliver in the big moments. And judging by all the YouTube videos that react to these hype moments and the views these videos generate, I think we can all agree that there's been many times that Demon Slayer has broken the internet. And today in this video, I'm going to share the top 5 Demon Slayer moments that broke the internet. Number 5. Rengoku's death. The Demon Slayer movie managed to cover the entire Mugen Train arc, and during it, we managed to really understand the character depth of Rengoku. Rengoku, with his goofy smile and tragic backstory of having an abusive alcoholic father who just shits on everything he does, really highlights the darkness behind that goofy smile. Him and his little brother were constantly abused by their dad, but Rengoku still kept coming back and providing his dad updates on the progress he had made as a Demon Slayer into eventually becoming a full-fledged Hashira. He is the guy that puts on a brave face despite having so much negative energy and abuse being thrown at him, which is what makes him such a charming and lovable character. So seeing him die right in front of our main trio was gut-wrenching. He still had that brave smile as he was dying, and of course, who could forget that set your heart ablaze speech, which along with the music being played made that scene one of the most iconic deaths in shonen. Because throughout the film, we learned everything about him. His past with his family, his character motivations of wanting to save everyone and not let anyone die when he is on a mission, as well as him being the Fire Hashira, which can potentially lead to him and Tanjiro having future epic training sequences. But all of this was shattered as we saw Rengoku die in this film. Number 4. Diataro vs Tengen. Now, I need to be specific when it comes to this, as they had many episodes battling one another, but the moment I am specifically talking about is when Tengen came and made that last second save for Tanjiro against Diataro in episode 10. After that, the music, which I believe is Tengen's theme, I could be wrong, but that's what I believe that it is. It was being played as he activates his sound breathing technique to counter all of Gyataro's attacks as if he was writing a musical. The animation was breathtaking and arguably the best animation sequence in the whole series so far, which says a lot given the standard of animation we have been blessed with Studio Ufotable. Tengen pushes Gyataro back, and then Gyataro comes back. Both of them are using their weapons but can't land a hit on one another as they're both equally matched. The animation lighting up everywhere, explosions are occurring all over the place. You feel like there's landmines exploding everywhere as they're both screaming at each other. It's insane, and it's like a 1 minute long sequence, but it's the best in the series in terms of animation in my opinion. Number 3. Gyataro and Daki's death. What really makes this moment so badass is that all 3 of our main trio are involved in this scene. Inosuke, who you thought was dead, comes back alive and reveals he is able to move his internal organs. Zenitsu unleashing Godspeed and holding Daki by the throat, and again he came back from a hopeless scenario with an entire building on top of him. Tanjiro having his face poisoned and sliced with all blood running through his mouth. Before I forget to mention the incredible feat that Inosuke managed to do, which was keep up with Zenitsu's Godspeed, emphasizing what a physical beast Inosuke is. All 3 characters really showed their best qualities in this one sequence. Zenitsu showed true bravery by being the one to charge at Daki first and risking never walking again. Inosuke showed off his willpower of never giving up, as he was on the brink of death but managed to move his internal organs and carry on the fight with his supernatural sense of survival. And Tanjiro showed his quality of pushing forward and never letting anything stop him, as he showed when his face got sliced open by Gyataro, but he still finished him off by slicing his head. I believe showing their best qualities and being the ones to kill the upper 6 demons rather than a Hashira like Tengen made this moment more special, as it shows that their training is paying off and we are seeing their growth in both character and physical strength. Number 2. Zenitsu killing the spider. Bruce Lee famously said, "He does not fear the man who practiced 10,000 kicks once, but he fears the man that practiced one kick 10,000 times." This is the perfect way to describe Zenitsu here in this moment. You go through so much emotion along with Zenitsu, with him confessing that he actually hates himself because he is a coward. But when we look at him, we can understand why Zenitsu would be scared, because he's facing off against killer demons, so we can 100% relate to Zenitsu here. Confessed that the only person that kept faith in him was his grandmother, grandpa. So in a way, that memory of him and his grandpa fueled his sleep fight state. We saw a glimpse of his potential when he fought against the tongue demon early on in season 1, but here we see it at full force when he had seconds left before he turned into a full spider with all the mini spider minions taking over his body. You hear the music, the blue sparks of lightning, and then you see all the spiders getting obliterated in a flash. His eyes are yellow and you can't even see his pupils. It's like for that split second when his eyes were all yellow, he was a different person. The person that Zenitsu wants to become was that when his pupils disappeared, and in an instant he thunderclapped the spider demon's head right off. The emotions you feel here in this moment, guys, seriously, you feel sad with Zenitsu when you hear his backstory, you feel angry that he can't do anything against the spider demon, you feel hype when he unleashes the thunderclap and flash when he goes into his sleep fight state, and finally you feel relief that he is safe now because he's still a coward at the end of the day, but he still has potential to become one of, if not the strongest demon slayer. And finally, number 1. Tanjiro killing Rui. Come on guys, you knew this would be number 1. Episode 19 of Demon Slayer is a pop culture phenomenon. It's the walk to Arlong Park moment of this series. My fellow One Piece fans will understand that reference. It's a moment in the series where you enjoy an anime into realizing that you actually love this anime. Honestly, this moment alone deserves its own video to discuss how great it is. But the animation, the color of the art, especially the attack moves when we see Nezuko the first time unleash her blood demon arts fused with Tanjiro's Hinokami Kagura. Even the circle of Tanjiro's slice after he cut Rui's head off is beautiful to watch. This episode is a masterpiece. You feel the emotion when Rui has Nezuko hostage and threatens to take him as his sister. You fear for Tanjiro as he is outclassed in every aspect in this fight. Tanjiro before this fight never fought any of Muzan's 12 demons, so you feel the dread when you find out that Rui is part of that elite group of demons. But what I think made this moment so special is that it feels like it's such a personal fight. This is a fight about family and what it means to be a true family. You hear Tanjiro and Nezuko's parents push them through this scenario, with their mom giving Nezuko advice and the dad showing the fire breathing techniques to Tanjiro. Nezuko unleashing her blood demon arts for the first time in the series was in this clutch moment, protecting her brother from certain death. And it wasn't just the Hinokami Kagura that beat Rui, it was the fusion of both that and the fire of Nezuko's blood demon arts that killed Rui. This was equivalent to the father-son Kamehameha with Goku and Gohan against Cell. It's that same level of family coming together to beat the unbeatable bad guy, and it's only them that can pull it off. Seriously, this episode is one of those moments we will look back in time and remember what clothes we were wearing, what age we were when we watched it, who we were watching it with, and who we discussed this episode with. It's an episode that will forever be a timeless classic. It's one of those episodes where you show a non-anime fan to watch in order to get them into anime. And that's why for me, this is the number 1 internet breaking moment from Demon Slayer.